Hi there, Jeff here from the Wetsuit Centre, talking to you today about the Rip Curl Ladies G-Bomb Wetsuit 3-2 for summer 2012. Top end suit from Rip Curl for the ladies for summer, and a very nice looking suit this year, as you can see as well. When we say 3-2, we mean the thickness of the suit, just in case you're not aware. That basically means that 3mm of thickness on the lower part of the body where you need a bit more warmth, and 2mm on the upper body where you need more flexibility. This is a top end suit for ladies, so this is a really performance suit for people that take their water sports quite seriously. As I say, new styling for this year, and the other things that are new we'll walk you through in a second. Predominantly, the key selling feature of this suit is the quality of the neoprene. It's 100% E3 neoprene, which is Rip Curl's most stretchy neoprene. And as you can see, demonstrated when I pull on the sleeve there, this sort of neoprene runs the whole way through the suit. It's very, very flexible, very soft to the touch, so it's going to feel great when the suit's on, nice and comfy. It's also going to stick to your skin, move with your body to make sure that the neoprene does its job, sticks to your skin and keeps you warmer at the same time as well, but with unrestricted movement. Next sort of key thing is the seams on the suit. They are GBS seams, and what that actually means is the suits are glued and blind stitched. So you can see that demonstrated here. Basically, the two pieces of neoprene are butted up together, and then they're stitched halfway through, and then on the other side they're basically glued, which stops any sort of water coming in through the seams. So it seals off the suit and makes you pretty much dry for the majority of the time that you're in the water. One thing they do as well is they also critically tape and sew around the seams as well. So the most critical areas are the places where it's most likely to rip apart. So really heavily stitched and then taped as well, just to make sure that that doesn't happen and give you the most amount of shelf life that you would expect out of a suit of this sort of cost. Moving on, the smooth skin panel on the front of the suit is here basically to keep you warmer. So they put this in the G-Bomb. What that does is it keeps the wind off your chest, keeps the wind off of the core area to keep you warmer. They run that right the way through the front of the suit, as you can see, so it's going to keep your front area nice and warm. Further down the suit, you can see that you've got the sort of standard crypto knee pads. Basically, this is great for making sure the suit doesn't wear through on the key areas, which is going to be your knees when you're popping up whatever you're doing. So you also get the stash pocket on the suit as well, and you can keep the key in there as long as it's not electronic. And it's a really useful feature that a lot of people do ask for in the suit. Again, further down you've got things demonstrated here, a little bit of liquid taping around just to sort of make sure the suit doesn't rip, and again you've got that sort of taping on the inside of the suit. Okay, what we will do in a second is show you the seams on the inside of the suit by turning the suit inside out. One thing they've dropped this year is the liquid taping. Liquid taping is basically like a rubber material which is placed over the seams. To make sure the suit is really, really flexible, they've dropped that because it does affect the performance of the seams. So this year you've got pure performance right the way through the suit, and basically it's still sealed, so it's still not going to let in the water, but they felt like the liquid taping is a bit of overkill this year, and really just to keep more flexibility, they've dropped that. Okay, around the back of the suit is a back zip, which is more popular with the ladies for obvious reasons. You've got no zip running across your chest, which might be uncomfortable. Easier to get in and out of as well. Adjustable neck that runs there in the back there. Called their zip. The zip is a blue steel zip. Basically, it's a specially treated zip which stops water penetration through. So it should very much stop any water coming through the back of the suit. One thing you get as well is you also get the back wing with this particular suit, and that's just a piece of material on the back of the suit which goes underneath the zip, stretches up and over your head, and basically means that any water that comes in through the neck or through the back of the zip, instead of going onto your skin, it's then guided out the back of the suit and through these little drain holes at the bottom of the suit there as well. Okay. One thing that's different about this suit for this year as well is also the use of E3+. It's the same on the E-Bomb, with the men's E-Bomb. Basically, it's a grade of neoprene that's actually slightly above the E3. The E3 Plus has got 5% more stretch than the E3, so even more flexibility where you need it. And where they use that is around the lumbar region here. Again, we'll be able to demonstrate that once I actually turn the suit inside out for you. Okay, moving further up, one little nifty little feature to stop the Velcro baubbling the inside of the suit when it's open, but you don't want the tag basically to be sort of moving around the suit and baubbling the inside of the wetsuit. You can just sort of clip it onto there, which is a nice little feature. Basically shows that they're thinking about people, and feedback from users of the wetsuit. The key thing about the suit, or the key difference with the suit, is actually lying inside. So what I'm going to do now is turn this inside out and then show you what's lurking inside. Okay, so here we have the G-bomb turned inside out. Always a sort of good practice to go through, just so you can see what's going on inside the suit, because this is really where the suit comes into its own in terms of technical features. The grey material you can see is the E3, standard E3 that Ripco used, a very, very high grade flexible neoprene. I was talking before about the E3 Plus material, which is a grade above the E3, and that's used strategically in the suit. You can see basically around the lumbar region here, right underneath the arms. And what they do that for is give you maximum flexibility where you need it. So when you're paddling, you're not going to get worn out. Basically, it's going to give you more flexibility right when you need it. That's the E3 Plus. Another feature, as we say, we dropped the liquid taping, but one thing they have done is use this E3 Plus taping. So the same material as the E3 Plus, and that tape basically goes over the seams just to reinforce them, make sure no water comes through, gives you more longevity out of the suit, but without compromising flexibility, because it's very, very stretchy. The key benefit, or the key change this year, going on with the G-bomb, is this furry material on the chest. This is, you may or may not be aware of, is the flash dry lining. This is a flash dry material which is used in obviously the flash bomb suit in the previous winter, and has proved to be really, really successful because it's extremely warm, and the main thing is it dries in 15 minutes. According to tests, that's actually worked out. It's been proven pretty well, and lots of positive feedback in terms of the drying time on this. What this material actually does, it's a back-combed polypro material, and what that actually means, it's a thermal material which they then back-comb to create this sort of fluffy effect. What that fluffy effect does is it draws water out of the chest panel into the fibres here, which then dry out very, very quickly. And so when you're putting the suit back on for a second surf, you haven't got a cold, wet panel against your chest basically, and around the back here as well. That's the bat wing, obviously goes up over your head, and that's got the whole piece of furry flash dry lining on the back as well. One thing this will do as well is keep you a lot warmer. That sort of fleecy thermal material is very, very cosy and very comfy against your skin, and when heat leaves your body, instead of being lost through the sort of neoprene, which is good at insulating but not quite as good as this, it's retained by this sort of furry panel into your core, which keeps you very, very warm. And you get that on the front of the suit, and you also get that around your back, around your kidneys, which is going to keep you nice and warm and toasty. Okay, so that's a really big sort of advancement from last year's G-bomb, and definitely something worth bearing in mind. Now, what a lot of people wonder is why should you be spending this sort of kind of money on a summer wetsuit, basically, because obviously the water in summer is a little bit warmer, and so you've got less inclination to spend a lot of money to stay warm. What we'd say to that is basically this suit can be used for a lot longer throughout the year. So rather than just using it in the core summer months like you might do with a cheaper summer wetsuit, you'll be able to use this right from March, depending on your tolerance of the cold, right through sort of kind of December time. Give you an indication, my colleague Sean has been wearing his 4.3 in the flash bomb version, which is similar to this with that furry panel, 4.3 right the way through the year, right through December and January and February without getting too cold at all. So very effective at keeping you a lot warmer. So you should only really be using this suit, and perhaps a slightly thicker suit in the core depths of the winter, but you should be able to use this suit for the majority of the year, so that's the reason why. So essentially, that's everything going on with this year's G-bomb for 2012, and a great wetsuit if you're looking for a high performance, very flexible, warm summer wetsuit for 2012.